All right, let's get started. This video may save your life. And what do I mean by that? I'm as serious as a heart attack. What is your life made up of? Or would we measure our life? We measure it in time. Like, how old are you? How old were they when they passed away? Things like that. So time is your life. And so I'm so passionate about this. You probably have seen other videos I've done when I've talked about time and how important it is not to waste it. And the reason why I'm hesitating here, I'm trying to get some light on. There we go. Anyhow, this may save your life. And what do I mean by that? Think about what you do with your time. Specifically, things like what do you do after you get home from work or before you go to work? What do you do while you're driving? Most of us commute to work. I mean, back in the day when I was driving to work, I had a commute that was anywhere from at least 40 minutes to an hour, at least every day. And what did I do? The morning drive and the go home drive, they always had somebody on the radio that played some rock music and, a couple guys on there joking around. Why was I doing that? Because I wanted to suck up the time, soak it up with something, because being stuck in bumper traffic for that long just will drive you nuts or cause you to get angry at people. So yeah, I always had some humor in my life. And then where I worked at the time, they had someone that came from the library for the company, and they talked about what they had available, books, tape, things on tape and CDs. And I thought, well, I'm driving, I can't read, but I can listen to someone speak. So I started, checking out tapes and things like that for self-improvement, different skills like how to run a meeting successfully, things like that. I started doing that instead of listening to the traffic and weather together on the radio. And after a while, I realized when I looked at my transcripts from the library at work that I have, burned through quite a few different subjects and topics and books and things like that. And I started feeling pretty good about that. And I started learning things I could apply because, at work, there's different things you do besides just your work. Sometimes you have to present in front of management, things like that. And I started getting pretty good at it. Same thing when you get home at night. What do you do? I know you have dinner. You may go out, see a sporting event or something like that, or turn on the TV. Okay. Well, what do you watch when you turn on the TV? Well, let's see here. I got something here I was going to show you. Do I have it with me? I didn't bring it in. Anyhow, I'll tell you what it is. But anyhow, what do you watch? Okay, you say you watch a sitcom. You want to have a laugh. You want to get some of the stress off from your day. After a half hour or so and you're done watching it, or you stay and watch it all night, what have you accomplished? You've been stuck to the TV and you allowed them to, with commercials, put things in your head that you don't necessarily want to buy. Or you put on news. Some of us have watched a lot of news. I used to watch a lot of news, especially during campaigning seasons for voting. And how does that make you feel when you watch a lot of news? Is it good stuff? Do you feel good about what they're presenting you? It's generally negative, right? You're either going to get pissed off or stressed out or scared or whatever. How is that really helping your life? Seriously. So instead of watching TV at all, I suggest you do other things. Or if you do watch TV, like we have smart TVs now. I have access to YouTube on there. There's documentaries I've watched. I've watched some of my inspiring authors talk about their books, things like that. If you're going to spend that time doing TV, do something else. Something that's going to uplift you, something that's going to teach you something, whatever you're into. I did bring out my Bible here and I was going to show you that. And also I have Live and Grow, is it Live and Grow Rich? I read it every year. But anyhow, Think and Grow Rich. It's an old book, just like the Bible is. What do you read the Bible for? For inspiration, for, something to, fill your soul. Things like Think and Grow Rich, you read that. And I recommend some books that you read every year to renew your knowledge about it and get you on the right track. Think and Grow Rich, it was written a long time ago. You read it and sometimes, like first time I read it, it's like, well, this is old stuff. It still applies today. Spend the time being creative, being inspired, learning new things. Because at the end of the day, what do you have? I've never heard of anyone who passed away and said they're so happy that they lived a life full of watching Fox News or watching, sports 7x24, on the weekends, whatever. If I'm going to do anything with sports, I'd rather do it myself. But the thing is think about even watching this video. I don't know how long it's going to be right now. It says 5 minutes so far. I've been yakking. If you watch the whole thing and you look at how much time it took, was that worth your time? The thing is that think about how much that cost you. Now, I've had other videos where I talk about what your time is really worth, and it's worth more than what you get paid. So if you're, working hourly, think about that. You watch an hour long, you watch TV for an hour. How much did that cost you? If you were working, $10 an hour, $50 an hour, $100 an hour, think about that. So I've been watching TV for an hour and a half. I make $100 an hour. That's $150 worth of my time that is gone. And when I say gone, I mean, you're never getting it back. It's not like you're going to go buy another case of beer. You can always buy more beer, but you can't get more time. All right? So when you do have time, think about it in those terms, how expensive it is. Even if your salary, figure out how many hours a week you work, your monthly salary or your annual salary, divide it up. How much is each hour worth? If you're someone who, is a contractor and you work by job, so you can figure out how much of your time it takes. How much is that for an hour, for a minute, for a second? And you start getting an idea that your time is worth a hell of a lot of money, okay? Or, your life in general. So when you are doing things on your downtime, focus on something that's going to be good, beneficial for you, whether it's reading. Like now today, I don't get CDs and tapes. Obviously, I don't even know if we have a cassette player around here anymore. But anyhow, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I don't listen to the entertainment ones. I don't listen to music that much anymore. I have Sirius radio in my car. We primarily use that for long trips, because my wife and I don't always agree on what kind of podcasts to listen to. But I spend that time driving, commuting, even going to a doctor's appointment or going to go buy groceries, whatever. I have something in my ears at all times. And I'm trying to use that time for my benefit, to try to get something out of life besides just listening to guys on the radio, saying stupid jokes or just listening to music. Trust me, I love music. As long as I can remember, I always have a song or something playing in my head. That's kind of like my soundtrack to my life. It's playing all the time. So, what is my point here? Just quickly, this is going to be a short video, is think about what your time is worth. Again, think about what you do. If like when I was in college, whenever every new semester, every new term, I would get someone, I would sublet a room out so it would help me with my rent, and also give someone an opportunity to have a room with someone who's also a college student, so you can relate to that, and it's close to school. And one of the things I always stipulated, or I asked the question, I said, do you have a TV? And they said yes. I said, there's one hard and fast rule that I have. Everything else, it's negotiable. And that is, if you have a TV, you keep it in your room. Why? Because I know I'm easily addicted to those things. If someone has like a sitcom on or the news on, I'll sit down and watch it, and I'll just be here for 5 minutes. And then I look up on the wall, look at the clock, and it's like, I've been here for 4 hours. I'm not doing my homework. And so I'm as guilty as anyone wasting time. I'm not perfect, But every once in a while something comes up and I have to be reminded I need to watch my time. And it's what am I doing with my time? Because time is not money per se. Time is your life. And we only have so much of it. And we don't know how much we have. You know, like I'm definitely over middle age. I don't know how much time I have left, but I definitely don't want to go on my deathbed saying that I sure wish I did something else, or I'm so glad I watched all those hours of sports on the weekends or at night. What is it you want out of your life? If you're focusing on things that are supporting your goals, supporting your purpose, supporting your dreams, putting that time into activities that support that, think about it. You're going to get there faster, and you're probably going to be a lot happier than turning on the TV or the radio or whatever. You know, I'm not saying, you know, watching TV or going to a sporting event or seeing your, you know, going to your kids' game, whatever, that's bad. You know, there's benefits on all of that. But as making it is a big chunk of your day, don't do it. Read. Like, I'm not a big reader. Most books I read audiobooks, like when I'm driving or when I have quiet time, I'll play it. Like I'm in my office right now. If there's something that pops into my head and I want to go take a look at it, where do I usually go? The University of YouTube, because it got so much. Let me give you a quick example of when I first started watching YouTube. I had a dryer and I knew there's something I needed to do some maintenance on. And, you know, you get the little owner's manual that comes with your appliances, and it says, you know, you can do this, you can do that. Everything else is not end user serviceable, you know, because they want to have because they want their people to come out and do it for you. And, you know, they're going to charge you money. So one was a filter in my washer. And I wanted to find out where it was and see if it was filling up. We had dogs, and when you had the old-fashioned type of washers, you know, the filters start filling up with dog hair. And I thought, well, God, we've had this washer for a long time, and I'm thinking like it might be time to clean it out. So I went to YouTube. Something I thought would take, you know, special tools, special knowledge. I have to take the thing out, you know, disconnect it from the wall, go in the back, go underneath it, something like that. It showed me I could get it done in 5 minutes. So anyhow, highly recommend using YouTube. But for other things, in your time, listen, watch. What you're putting in your head is important. Watching the news all day long, what is it going to do? You're going to get pissed off. You're going to get angry. You're going to get depressed. How is that helping us? Seriously. How is that helping you? It doesn't help me. So let's start feeding ourselves good stuff. Use our time wisely, you know, whether it's exercise, reading, whatever. But yeah, how you manage your time for you, your family, for people that you care about, it is a matter of life and death, because we don't know when we're going, and you don't want to have those regrets. So anyhow, even if it's 5 minutes, you know, listen to part of an audiobook, or if you have some quiet time, you're going to sit down and read Think and Grow Rich, read a chapter or a section of it to renew your mind about things that are healthy and good for you. And anyhow, that's all. It just popped into my head right before now I got to go leave for a meeting. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.